Okay, so the one thing that I wanted to show you guys is this Teamzy that I've been using for the past couple of days. I'm in love with it. I will let you know though, it is a little bit pricey after the trial, but for me personally, when I keep myself disciplined on this and using it consistently, just the difference that I've seen in 2 days of using it, if it keeps going the way it is going, it would definitely be worth it for me. So
How much is crazy?
I think it's 20 a month,
And then
but it
it's
literally, when I show here, let me switch my screen. It literally does your hundreds list and follow-ups and all of that for you. So first and foremost, when you log in for the 30-day trial, it's gonna have you do, let me see, there's a way that I should be up here. I have to move this out of my way. It has you do this setup wizard at the beginning, and you can go back and do it again once you already do it, so that you can change things or adjust your goals for the day. But on here, I did set this up, and it's been sending me tips on following up with people and doing certain things on my Facebook itself, not even just connecting. So that has been very useful too. So on here, hold on. This was just what I was talking about, just so you guys can see. The first thing it asks you is to think about your number, like Crystal told us. Like, think about your number. Don't even worry about how big it is. Dream.
mine's been upgraded to $100 million. Just saying.
I put the 100,000. I was just thinking roundabouts, double, triple in there. That's where I want to be at to start, of course. But once you put that number in, the reason it does that is because then it gives you, you'd have to complete 2,899 connects for the year. Legit, thorough connections. So then after that, it breaks it down for you. Connecting with your prospects, staying in connection with your customers. That is one thing that I realized last year I did not do a good job with. The retain to maintain situation. It makes a huge difference with our loyal customers. Just the loyals that I signed in November and December already, I've already seen a totally different relationship there. Other than the fact that they're directly under me and I can remember when I go in eSuite and I see their names. But just, we talk every week, sometimes multiple times a week. They'll message me and ask me questions. There's a relationship there, which we really, everybody keeps saying it, and it makes a huge difference. And then connecting with my distributors, the active ones and even the ones that aren't active, like what Pam posted the other day, sending messages to those that signed up during the $9.99. When I pulled my report for my distributors, there's a chunk of them that aren't even commission, like they have the commission hold, which means they've never logged into their eSuite. They never even gave this a thought. So I know Crystal posted today that she's super proud of the ones that did and are here and are going for it. But obviously you see the numbers here, and it breaks it down into daily goals. Like, this is what you would have to do: 6 prospects a day, 4 customers, 3 distributors. I thought I had changed that. But either way, I shoot for 10, 10, 10 at least. And when you're on your dashboard, I'll show you where that comes into play. Then the big part came in of the why, and it breaks it down, like, not just, hey, what's your why? Like, it really makes you think about it. Why did you become a distributor? What do you want to accomplish? Why is that important? All of that kind of stuff. And then it gives you, like, before I typed this in, it gives you like a I don't know, like a suggested situation there that you can then change and put into your own words. But then here's where you'll import, and I'll show you that in just a second. Let me get out of this. On here, I don't know if you guys can see right here, while I'm working and while I'm watching my numbers, and when I come down to see like my chart and stuff, my Y is always right there while I'm working, while I'm doing my power hour or however I'm using this. When I log in on my phone, it still shows on the screen on my phone too. Like it's always in view if I'm here in this program looking at what I'm trying to do, which has, I mean, I didn't really notice it at first, but every time I've been in here, it always catches my eye. So anyways, it kind of takes a little bit to set up, and I wanted to just show you guys, because at first I was like, oh, I don't know how to get these lists in here. The Facebook list that I think I've downloaded probably 10 plus times, because you know our uplines with the task groups or however it's been brought up to download it so that we can connect with those people. I've printed it, and it's like 20 pages long, and that's me printing 2 sheets to a page, and it's in my binder, and I haven't touched it. I've never touched it probably. I actually I did. I crossed out people that I knew were distributors. And I used it to delete some people that I didn't want on my friends list anymore, that I didn't even realize were there. But then I didn't use it for my business. It's probably still in that binder that I don't touch. So I realized when I saved it now and I imported it into here, it imported into my prospect list. And a really awesome thing about this too is, as long as the name in Facebook matches what is in your eSuite when you download your loyal customer report and your distributor downline report, it doesn't put them in there twice. So like Crystal doesn't show up on my prospect list. Barbara doesn't show up on my prospect list, because when I imported my eSuite list, their names were in there and it pulled them out. So I don't even have to worry about taking them out or fumbling through that. And then, I mean, you can see right here, Brittany's on my prospect list because she's my Facebook friend, but I can go and click on her name and adjust it to show, let me move this out of the way, that she's a distributor, and it moves her out of that list. So she's not on my downline, she's a sideline. And when you go into the team reports, you can go in and click, are they personally enrolled? Are they a sideline? You know, that kind of thing, downline. But when I went into eSuite and I pulled my reports, just so that you guys know, I used the genealogy report because I could export it, and I had to sort it first by customer type, because I had to get just my loyal customers in one report and then my distributors in another report. And then I also sorted it whether they were active or not. And that's how I saw, because it grouped them all together, that's how I saw that chunk of them that are still on a commission hold. But I didn't take them out. I took out my canceled ones because I personally need to let go of that totally. That's just something that I need to let go of and stop looking at. So, and when I pull up my other reports, they're on the first page. So it was nice to just say bye-bye for now, or forever. Let's be real, forever. And I'm starting fresh, guys. I'm starting over. Like, it's all in here, and I'm loving this. I already have ads in here. I've already added 5 people, because when I have somebody accept my request or I accept their request, and I have one that I need to add in here, this is what I do. Chris, I have 2 that I need to add. Sweet. I click on here just so that this little tab up here has their name. So then when I'm in my dashboard, all you do is click this little blue button, and Crystal's talking on the phone. Whoa. Okay, sorry. You just add their name, and so Christine Warner is my new friend on Facebook, and I click add. So I don't have to write her down on my hundreds list that I'm gonna stick in my binder and not touch and not follow up with. It's now on my prospect list. So it's gonna algorithm wise funnel her through and tell me to talk to her. And it's in there and it counts towards my numbers, which I'm excited because, you know, it's not zero, because you want to know what was zero? How many people I added on Facebook for multiple months last year. I wasn't building my network. I was not connecting with my customers. I know that because I didn't sign that many last year, first and foremost. And when I did sign them, I placed them somewhere and forgot about them. So when I do sign them and I get to put in here that I had a sale and they go on my customer list, this is going to continuously remind me to check in with them, right? And I have a couple other ways that I am a list person. Everybody knows that. So I'm writing them down, but I'm working on that discipline of staying on top of working with it and using it. My distributors, you know what? A lot of them probably canceled because Bree didn't talk to them very much, right? I had a huge team. I still do. And when you learn like Crystal and I did and just learn as we went and just kind of did what we thought we needed to do, you learn that layered leadership has to be in there, and you can't talk to 150 distributors on your team. There's absolutely no way. Not that I enrolled all of them, but still you end up with that kind of downline. That's overwhelming, right? The layered leadership has to be there, but the ones that are working and are active, when I go to my distributor list and I start to see their names, I can reach out and say, hey, I can message them at the beginning of the month and ask for their goals so they know that I am there. And then another situation of that layered leadership that isn't there and those other layers below me, where those leaders start to slack, I can grab the ones that do want this and do want to work, and we can work together. And I don't lose that connection because that missing link in between, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm really excited about with this. It's just, it helps, it cycles it through. It gives you, the other thing that it has is inviting. And I'll show you the options that it gives you for inviting people. I don't know if you guys can see this little like pictures here. It's driving me nuts. So, but so when I click invite, right, it asks me, what did I invite them to? Like, don't just click invite to make it not say zero. But I have, Tasha and I have that fit group that we have, because personally for me, I haven't looked for the corporate fit group because that's like really overwhelming for me to even think about. And to me, my loyals or my friends and family that I'm sharing my app with, I don't want to dump them into this group with a bunch of distributors and a bunch of other people and it be like a LuLaRoe group that has thousands of people in it, and they're getting notifications and they're getting irritated and they just want out and done and leave me alone, right? Personally, that's just how I am with that right now. And I wanted people to connect with and be accountable with for my goals this year. Finances, being fit. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong finger to hold up by itself. Family, like all of those F words that I posted about, I legit started thinking about that the other day and ended up in tears when they started posting about the what the fit and all of this stuff. Because everybody who hears me talk regularly knows that I love the F word, probably a little too much. So like I was joking with myself about the other F words that need to be important in my vocabulary. And that was my focus for this year, right? So then they started posting this stuff, and Tasha and I had talked about it a little bit before that. And I messaged her immediately and was like, what is this, right? Another F word that I need to work on is that faith situation. Huge sign right there. But anyways, it's all falling in line, guys. Like you guys that have been doing keto and kicking butt on it already, and then this huge line that we know is coming, and there's going to be a lot more to it, and the results that you guys are having and the connections you're making with that, like it's all happening at the right time because it is the right time. For me personally, I'm really believing that. So anyways, if you invited them to an event, which reminded Bree that maybe we should try to do an online event that we haven't done and we used to kick butt at, with all of these people interested in looking for stuff and, you know, trying to get focused on goals or whatever. Nobody's got time to be talking on the phone, but sharing a video. If, you know, Crystal shared some videos with me for keto, I could put on here that I invited them to watch this video, or when we invite them to watch opportunity videos when we're talking to potential distributors. Like when I used to send the video from Jade Hooper to people at the beginning, that when they would really watch it, I know it made me cry like a baby, and a couple of other people that really watched it. You know, it makes a difference for them to see the stories and see that kind of stuff. I can put in here that I sent that, and then it'll put in there when I go to talk to them again and remind me, hey, you sent this video to them. It gives me something to talk to them about or ask them. Another thing is it gives you scripts on here too. If you know, it's going to cycle through people that you didn't even know were on your Facebook. You might need to go look at their page, obviously, make sure nothing's going on. But then it asks, like, it gives you things, obviously change it up so you're making it personal, but, you know, it starts it out for you. Like, a lot of people, even on the leaders page, guys, I see people ask all the time, what should I send them? What should I message them? And Crystal will tell you first and foremost, if you post something, know what you're sending first. But you can
be asking me or posting it on the page, because that will not be nice.
No, you could go to Teamzy now and look for an idea for that instead, but do that before you post something. But seriously though, because if you post something and someone's genuinely interested and they message you, you better know what you're going to say to them when you have the chance to open that message, you know?
Can I just point out really fast, because a lot of times when I do help people with wording, the problem that they get stuck with is they're overthinking everything. No. You overthink everything. Look at what this says. It says the name, which is what John Eric taught us. Always say their name, because everybody's favorite word is their name. Mm-hmm. So, hey, Jane. Hi, Jane. Well, we would say hey, because hi is like, what are you, 70? You know, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day's fine. It's been a while since I checked in with you. How are you? I saw you cross my Facebook feed and thought I'd say. These are simple things that you would say to a friend, like to a legit friend. I think the biggest problem that I have seen across the board for the last 3 years when helping people fine-tune their conversations is they're trying to be a salesperson and they sound like a robot. They literally copy and paste things that aren't how they talk. So that becomes very obvious. There's nothing that I hate more than talking to someone and they are answering me with copy and paste. If I call customer service, I know in a second that they are not actually talking to me, but they are reading to me. Because one, they're not even answering the questions that I'm asking them. So I don't do that to people. I just talk to them. Like, these are people who are investing in you. They trust you. So just be their friend. Don't worry about selling to them and just connect with them. Hey, Mary. So now I do have a couple questions. Are you do you mind if I ask a couple questions?
No.
Okay. So like right there where it says I'm a Networks distributor, did you put this in because it's like?
No, when you do your free trial, it asks you what company you're with.
Okay, and that's what I meant. Like, do you put in what company you're with? Okay. Because I was like, did they release this? Or like, this is awesome.
Yeah. Actually, another friend of mine.
People that are like, that definitely are like you or that love those tasks groups. And it's better because it's them having to go to this themselves. Like, so they're still having to manage themselves instead of one of the leaders being responsible for making sure you're doing something today for your business. So it's still teaching them how to be entrepreneurs in a way that takes that pressure off of, I've never done this before, I don't know what the heck I'm doing.
It also is the hundreds list and the list that I try to write and keep all the time. If I don't have my notebook with me and I have 10 minutes where I can sit and message people, I can pull this up on my phone and look at my list and go through my list. if I am at football practice and it's windy and I'm sitting there, I don't want papers flying everywhere. I can switch from the internet to Facebook and go through my list and work on it. And as I'm out at work and everything, if I have a friend request or whatever, I can go in and add it. I don't have to dig through my bag and look for my list and write them down or forget about them, which usually happens. And then also on here, you can set up your own script. So if you have like when you those challenge messages where you're explaining the loyal customer situation or something too, you can have that saved in there. Because my notes app is driving me nuts and keeps saying that my iCloud is full every time I try to use it. Sidebar, sorry. Huh?
Because Apple sucks.
Listen, I'm really over
Just
Apple
saying.
and AT&T.
Like my new phone. Look, it's so sparkly.
Oh, what is
Let me
that
write
one?
you a note. I can write you a note.
Write me a note.
Like pen.
Oh, you got the note. This is the other thing that it does too. It gives you like the IPA checklist. Oh, hi. Oh, that's pretty. I think we have that too, but it doesn't have a pen. You have to use your finger, and it looks like a 3-year-old wrote
Yeah, I
it.
can't use my finger. This is really cool though, because you can like do a screenshot and write on the picture.
Crystal, what phone is that?
The Note 8. I like it.
The other thing on here too, I haven't figured out if I can change these or add to these. I've got to kind of play with that. But it, like the IPA checklist that they have, that I know I posted one and it's ridiculous. But this is important. Did you post on social media? Personal development daily? Did you use your products? And exercise? I mean, if there's a couple.
Barbara, you're fired from your face from this entire meeting. You are fired.
And then it tracks it for you, so you can see, right? You can see what you're doing and how well you're doing, or what you need to get your butt in gear on. So I don't know if you guys have any questions about it or anything like that, but I just wanted to kind of talk about that. I can tell you, like I said before, when I wasn't keeping in contact with my loyals and I wasn't keeping in contact with my distributors, it makes a huge difference. And when I do start talking to people, November, I don't remember the exact number, between November and December, I had 14 points from the Christmas cash, and I didn't have anybody. My DT from October didn't qualify fully, so it wasn't from that. It was all loyal customers that I enrolled. I think from January to October, I don't know that I even enrolled 14 customers total between those months, to be quite honest. But I wasn't messaging people and I wasn't talking to people. Oh, that's a lie. In June, I enrolled people. Just kidding. But I bet you it wasn't 14 still. Anyways, point being, I wasn't talking to them. I wasn't keeping track of, who I needed to talk to. And it's, I don't know what word to use for it. Overwhelming, I guess, sometimes when you have over 1,700 Facebook friends and you have however many loyals and however many distributors on your team, on keeping track of who you do talk to and who you don't talk to, right? So when I can sit down and, we try to do the power hour, some of us like those power hours, but who are you going to talk to and who are you going to message? Message for 15 minutes, but who am I going to send messages to? And I'm going to pull up my chat. It's the same people that are always on Facebook in my chat window. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I can't talk to the same people over and over, because if they say no on Monday, they're probably going to say no on Wednesday because they haven't gotten paid yet, or whatever the case may be. So this literally pulls everybody out of my list. And what I'm kind of realizing is I think it's going in alphabetical order. So it goes in your, in those other task groups that I never finish past like day 2 or 3 usually. let's be real. But they always want you to message all your A's and all your B's, or however you end up wanting to do it. It's right here. If you know someone's going through something, or you can't think of something personal enough to message them and not make it seem like, oh, my list told me to talk to you today, you can skip it, and it'll skip and put them somewhere else for you to talk to them later. You don't have to just message them and then you don't get your people. It just keeps going. If you get past your 10 people for the day because you have some extra time, it'll keep feeding you whoever else is next in your list that's supposed to come up. And then when you do talk to them, and you need to follow up with them, you can put it in here. And if they tell you their pay date, like on Facebook, which I'm still going to set my thing so that it sends me a reminder to message them on that day. But in here, it'll also put them in your list to follow up with them that day. And you can put notes in there on, want to enroll for hair, skin, and nails on this date, or hey, check back with me in a week and let me see how the bills fall, or whatever. Check back with me in a week because my deposit from my income tax is supposed to come. There it is. It's right there for you, and it's going to pop up and remind you to send them a message. So I think that's about it, unless anybody has any questions or wants to see anything. Does everybody know how to get their Facebook friend list? Because I also learned a trick when I watched the video. Oh, that's the other thing, super quick. Over here, it has university and it has courses. And I know that our eSuite has been pretty awesome, the new training that it put up there. But it has different stuff on relationship marketing, it's not just networking. It's not just adding them and being like, oh yeah, I have all these friends. Like, you have to build those relationships with them if you're going to work a business from it. And then apparently the friend that actually told me to look into this, he works for another company, and it's really funny because we used to talk. He used to like jab me for doing it works at first, but now he's doing that and he loves it. But he's the one that told me about this, and he's already passed his 30 days and pays for it. So other stuff does open up, and there's more courses in there for network marketing and whatnot. But the other thing, crap, what else was I going to show you? I'll remember. Does anybody have any questions about it while I try to remember? Oh, Facebook friend list. Do you guys know that? Should I show it on here since it's recorded really quick? This little, let me get off this person's Facebook. This little triangle over here, if you click that, if this computer will work. Oh my gosh. Okay, and go to settings. You go right here to download a copy of your Facebook data. And in all the trainings that I've seen, I've always been told you have to wait for the email to come. And sometimes that email will go to your spam and you'll think that your stuff doesn't come. But once you click this download archive, I'm not going to do it because this is my work computer. It'll say that it's, doing whatever, building your archive and whatnot. If you wait like 5 or 10 minutes and then you go to that drop down menu again and go to settings and come back to this page, it'll say that it's ready for you to download and you can click to open it. Actually, this is because I just did it the other day. If I click this, it's going to open my download that's already ready. I don't have to go through the email. I don't have to wait for the email. Usually about 5 or 10 minutes. Mine took a little bit longer, but my internet sucks is probably why. But once you come back in here, it's right there. You don't have to wait for that email that a lot of times gets lost. Just a tidbit. I don't know if any of you knew that. But that's how you get that. And when I imported it, you go to team and you click import. You can tell it that that's your prospect list. When you do your eSuite one for your loyals, make sure you save your loyals separate from your distributors so you can tell it where to go. And then it also, this is the other thing, it has you rank them. And it'll tell you like what the rankings mean, but this is how it's going to push it out to you. So if you rank somebody a 5, like you've been talking to them, you have somewhat of a relationship already built, it's going to push them out more to you than the ones that you may put as a 1 because you've never talked to them, or they've told you straight up like, hey, I don't want anything to do with this. But remember, they might tell you no right now, but if you keep building that relationship and personally connecting with them when it is time, if it becomes time for them to need a product or need this business, you're going to be right there fresh in their mind. And it's going to mean more because you were still friends with them once they told you no, right? You don't just throw them to the wayside just because they don't want anything to do with your business. Genuinely, as a friend, I think that would make a bigger impact on your business should that relationship be built later on. But also, because I had to learn the hard way of separating my distributors and stuff, if you click on this little thing and go to import history, if you need to delete out a list because you need to fix it or you need to change it, that's how you can come in and totally pull out that list. And I guess if you don't stay on top of when you sign somebody coming in here and moving them to a list or whatever, and, you know, like say for instance, June when we had that influx, right? I could re-download my list and put it in here and take out my old one, if that makes sense. But if I'm using this consistently, this should be better than my list on eSuite because it's going to be populating how I'm interacting with them and how I'm rating them. But just in case, I had to delete like 4 of them because I had to change them. I think that's it if no one has questions.
So when are you gonna come to my house to do all that for me?
I was trying to come today. I didn't know this was here. I mean, this is definitely It Works done.
Yeah, that's.
Here we go. Bam. Done.
That's awesome.
Let me change that. Oh, my computer first.
Double diamond. My goal to get back.
Yeah. There we go.
Nice.
It's
I like
helping.
that. Do you guys have any questions for Bree?
Not right now, but I'm sure I will. That's really cool.
I really like it.
Yeah. Now that I work from home, I don't have to go to an office anymore.
That's so fantastic.
I changed jobs. I'm so excited.
So are you still doing taxes?
I'm doing accounting. I'm doing full service accounting, which is what I've always done, and a little bit of taxes, not as much.
That's good. I was just thinking that when she said taxes, I was like, oh crap, poor Barbara. She's never going to get a break to rest. It's like
I am leaving that mess. I'm so excited.
Exciting.
Actually, I'm on vacation this week, and I go back on Monday and give my 2 weeks.
Nope. Yeah, I love that. Does
so
anybody, no one else has any questions? Hi, Miss Tasha. I'm going to stop the recording. I don't think if I have anything to say. I don't think I do.
Hello.
Can you stop it or do I need to put it back to you?
I don't, yeah, I would say I don't have permission.
If I switch it back to you though, like, is it gonna?
Yeah, if you switch it back to me, I'll have it.
But is it gonna mess up the recording is what I'm asking.
If you switch back to me being a host?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are now the host.
Oh. Wow.
Oh, wait.
I can still stop it.
Yeah, you should stop it because now it's saying record on this computer.